The first week we moved in, I started noticing things. Every night, I'd hear scraping sounds from the yard, like something was clawing at the dirt. My mom said it was probably a raccoon, but when I checked in the mornings, I'd find deep, symmetrical scratch marks.
You are listening to the Fearcast. This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill.
I was 15 when my mom and I moved into the house on Fairbanks Street. It was small, quiet, nothing special. A 2-story white house with peeling paint and a rickety backyard fence. The house didn't matter to me. What caught my attention was the giant mulberry tree in the backyard. Its branches sprawled wide, its roots bulged out of the earth like veins. It was beautiful and strange. My name is Hannah Lee, and that backyard became my obsession. I didn't know it then, but something was waiting for me beneath that tree. The first week we moved in, I started noticing things. Every night, I'd hear scraping sounds from the yard, like something was clawing at the dirt. My mom said it was probably a raccoon, but when I checked in the mornings, I'd find deep, symmetrical scratch marks circling the tree's trunk, perfectly spaced, perfectly deliberate. I started digging around the tree. I don't know why. Maybe it was curiosity. Maybe it was the way the ground felt soft there. My mom didn't mind. She was always working the late shift at the diner. She thought the digging was just a phase. One evening, as the sky turned orange, I hit something solid. My shovel clanged against a metal hatch, bolted shut and sunken deep into the earth. That night, I couldn't sleep. Every time I glanced out the window, I thought I saw something standing by the mulberry tree. By morning, the hatch was open. I climbed down and found tunnels lined with decaying wooden walls. The air was damp, earthy, cold. The shelves were filled with glass jars, hundreds of them holding strange floating things, animal hearts, pale hands, wide open eyes. I heard a woman's voice singing a lullaby and followed it to a wooden chair. A woman sat there, her face stitched together from mismatched skin, her smile stretched too wide. "You found me," she whispered. I packed a rope, flashlight, pocket knife, anything I thought might protect me, and returned to the hatch. The descent felt longer this time, like the earth had grown around the tunnel. The air was icy and smelled of old metal and rot. As I stepped deeper into the underground, I noticed the walls pulsing faintly, like veins beneath skin. Rows of jars lined the tunnel, each filled with twitching shadows, some with eyes that blinked when I passed, some filled with teeth that chattered silently. I kept going, stomach twisting with dread. When I reached the main chamber, there she was, seated beneath a crooked tree growing without roots, calmly sewing a doll. But not just any doll. It had my clothes, my hair, my birthmark. It was me. You were supposed to stay, she whispered, not looking up. Then the walls moved, mirrors folded around me, sealing me in. I looked into them, and something was wrong. My reflection wasn't following my movements anymore. Instead, she stood there, smiling, blinking slowly, reaching out. I tried to smash the glass, but the mirrors wouldn't shatter. They rippled like water. I turned to run, but her hand, cold, stitched, too strong, grabbed my ankle. I slashed at it with the knife. Her palm unraveled into black threads that writhed and recoiled. I scrambled up the rope and sealed the hatch behind me, gasping in daylight. But the next morning, a doll was outside my window, sitting upright, grinning. It looked just like me. I burned it, buried it, cut it to shreds. But every morning it returned, closer to lifelike. And then it began to move when I didn't, to smile when I wasn't, to mirror me imperfectly. My mother noticed something was wrong. She said we needed to leave. I agreed, desperately. But the next morning, she was gone. No signs of struggle, no messages. Her car was still parked out front. On her neatly made bed, I found a note written in a trembling hand. You can stay now. I knew what it meant, knew who it was from. I packed again, knife, rope, flashlight, and left a note of my own. If I don't come back, don't look for me. But I already knew there was no one left to read it. I couldn't use the hatch. It was sealed shut. Instead, I found another way, an old stone well, overgrown and sunken into the ground like a forgotten wound. I climbed down, squeezing through roots and darkness until I re-entered the tunnels. This time, the jars screamed, the walls bled, and in the heart of the underground, she was waiting. The stitched face woman now flickered between familiar faces. My teacher, my best friend, even my mom, trying to weaken me. You gave up your place, she said, her voice 100 voices layered together. In the center of the room, the doll, my replacement, sat on a throne of bone. I didn't hesitate. I tore it apart with my bare hands, unraveling its spell stitch by stitch. The room screamed. The tunnels buckled and collapsed. I ran through chaos and pain, dragging myself back to the surface, half dead, breathless. And for one moment, I thought it had worked. My mother returned to herself, confused but alive, whole. But before the spell faded entirely, I saw her, my double, one last time. She smiled from the mirror, then stepped into it, and was gone. But I've never felt whole since. Something inside me feels distant, detached, like I'm wearing myself instead of being myself. I haven't stepped back into the house. I can't. I stay outside, watching. She lives there now, my double, laughing with my mom, eating breakfast, walking the path to school like nothing ever happened. But I know what to look for now. Her smile lingers just a second too long. Her reflection doesn't always follow. Sometimes, her eyes stay fixed on the mirror even when she turns away. And at night, I hear her through the window, singing lullabies in a voice stitched together from something other. The scratching beneath the mulberry tree has started again. One night, I saw something else crawl out of the ground, tall, jagged-limbed, moving like a puppet on tangled strings. My double greeted it, let it in, and now my mom is fading again. She doesn't see it, but I do. Her color's draining, her eyes are emptying. I fear the truth that I left something important behind, or maybe that I never truly escaped. That she took my place, not just in the house, but in the world. And now, when I pass a mirror, sometimes I see her, not moving, just smiling, still waiting, because not all of me came back.